Welcome to Understand. I'm Jordan from SciTools. As engineers and developers, we all have slightly different priorities. Some care about complexity, others about architecture stability, licensing, or long-term maintainability. Historically, customizing analysis tools to match those priorities meant extra setup, manual installs, or writing scripts from scratch. In this video, we're going to take a look at the plugin manager that was introduced in Understand 7. A feature designed to make customization easy, discoverable, and powerful right out of the box. We'll cover what plugins are, how to explore and enable them, and how they can dramatically extend your analysis workflow without slowing you down. Let's start with the basics. Plugins in Understand are extensions. They add new capabilities on top of the core product. These can include custom reports, metrics, architectural views, or specialized graphs that answer very specific questions about your codebase. If you've used Understand before, plugins aren't new. They've been available through our public GitHub repository for years. But there was a catch. You had to find them, download them, and install them manually. Starting with Understand 7, that friction is gone. Now dozens of plugins ship directly with Understand, and they're all accessible through the plugin manager. That means you can discover new functionality in context, turn it on instantly, and tailor the tool to your workflow instead of the other way around. Accessing the plugin manager is straightforward. You'll find it under the Tools menu, right here, or you can launch it directly from the home screen under Custom Plugins. View All, and we're back at the plugin manager here. Once inside, you're presented with a clean, developer-friendly interface that has them separated by plugin type. So let's click into Interactive Reports here. As you can see, the plugins have tags underneath their names which arrange them by plugin type, target entity, applicable language, and anything else you'd like to arrange them by based on a custom tag. At the top of the interface, we can filter in the text box right up here, or we can even just use the convenient drop-downs near the top of the interface to filter the plugins and find exactly what we need. So here you can see we can filter by language, by solution, by target, etc. So let's say we only wanted to look at interactive reports or iReports that had to do with architectures. We now have the tag has been automatically applied to the text box in the filter box. So if we click into one, you can see each plugin entry includes a clear description of what the plugin does, in many cases an example of its output or usage, and a simple toggle to enable or disable it. It's important to note that enabling a plugin does not require restarting Understand or reanalyzing your project. You can experiment freely, turn plugins on and off, and immediately see how they affect your workflow. For those of you who want to get creative, there's also a Customize option in the top right. This option lets you edit a copy of the plugin using Understand's API. Perfect if you want to tweak a report, adjust some logic, or build on an existing idea rather than starting from scratch. Clicking the Customize option will create a copy of the plugin and display it in your editor. You can customize the plugin by editing that file directly and then save it. When you have a custom plugin, it should live in your SciTools/plugin directory. This is where Understand looks for plugins. If you ever want to add your own plugin to the plugin manager, simply drag and drop your file into Understand and select Install. This will automatically add it to the correct location. Alternatively, from the plugin manager, you can click Add Plugin and add your plugin that way. To keep things organized, plugins are grouped into categories based on what they help you accomplish. First, we have Interactive Reports or iReports. These plugins generate targeted reports for real-world engineering needs. Things like complexity analysis, coding standard compliance, or duplication detection. Instead of exporting raw data and post-processing it elsewhere, you get focused answers directly inside Understand. Go back to Home. The second major category is Metrics. Metrics plugins expand on what you can measure. This includes advanced cyclomatic complexity variance, Git-based analytics. So if we go to Solution, Git, we'll have a bunch of Git-based analytics, and indices like Halstead maintainability. All useful when you're tracking code health over time or justifying refactoring work. The third major category is architectures. This is where things get really powerful. Automatic architecture plugins let you visualize your codebase using your own organizational logic. You can group code by license, last modification date, stability, entry points, or any paradigm that matches how your team thinks about the system. It's a great way to move from here's the structure to here's how this system actually evolves. And lastly, we'll talk about graphs and charts. Graph plugins give you new ways to explore relationships in your code, custom control flow graphs, data flow visualizations, even critical path comparisons. These are especially useful when onboarding new developers or analyzing high-risk areas before major changes. Keep in mind that plugins are context dependent, so they will be accessible from different places depending on the entity that the plugin is meant to target. So, for example, let's say we want a graph plugin that targets only architectures. So we'll filter by architectures, and we actually want to look at this architecture tree plugin. So we'll make sure it's enabled on the left. We'll close. You'll notice that because its target is an architecture, it's not going to show up if we right-click any other entity. It will show up if we right-click an architecture here in the architecture browser, we go to graphical views, and we pull up the architecture tree plugin. Any project level plugins will be accessible from the project interactive reports submenu. As you can probably tell, the real value of the plugin manager isn't just convenience, it's control. You get faster access to powerful analysis features, less setup and maintenance overhead, and the ability to adapt understand to your workflow, not a generic one. Whether you're maintaining a legacy system, enforcing standards across a large team, or just trying to understand a complex codebase more deeply, the plugin manager in Understand 7.0 and beyond gives you the flexibility to do that efficiently. If you haven't explored it yet, open up the plugin manager, try out a few plugins, and see how much more insight you can get from the same codebase. Thanks for watching and happy analyzing. To learn more about the plugin manager or anything else in Understand, visit support.sitools.com.